Bosnia and Herzegovina stands at a critical crossroads on its path toward European Union membership. The country was granted candidate status in 2022, and in 2024 the EU invited it to begin accession negotiations. Yet this invitation came with strict conditions. Bosnia must deliver on long-delayed reforms to strengthen the rule of law, improve the judiciary, and ensure the state functions effectively. Last week, during a 3-day visit to Sarajevo, EU Enlargement Commissioner Marta Koz sent a clear message: Bosnia must speed up reforms or risk losing both credibility and crucial financial support. Her appeal, however, was overshadowed by a boycott from Bosnian Serb leaders, highlighting the deep political divisions that continue to hinder the country's progress. The boycott, leaders of Republika Srpska, the Serb majority entity within Bosnia, refused to attend several key meetings, including Koz's planned address to the state parliament. This boycott reflects the growing defiance of Milorad Dodik and his allies, who have long resisted reforms they see as eroding Serb autonomy. Dodik himself has been convicted for defying rulings of Bosnia's international overseer and continues to promote separatist policies, despite a formal ban on holding office. For Brussels, the boycott is a troubling signal. It suggests that some of Bosnia's political elites are not committed to the shared project of European integration. Koz warned that unconstitutional and secessionist initiatives emerging from Republika Srpska must stop if the country is to move forward on its EU path. What reforms are at stake? The European Union has laid out a detailed set of reforms Bosnia must adopt: judiciary and rule of law, strengthening courts, fighting corruption, and ensuring independence of judges. Constitutional compliance. Ending entity-level laws are moves that contradict Bosnia's state constitution or the 1995 Dayton Peace Agreement. Functional institutions. Overcoming ethnic blockades that often paralyze state institutions. Adopting the reform program, a package of legal and economic reforms designed to align Bosnia with EU standards. Failure to deliver has already cost the country dearly. Earlier this year, Bosnia lost access to more than €100 million in EU funds due to delays. More money is on the line if the reform program is not adopted by the end of September. Why it matters. For Bosnia, EU membership is more than a political aspiration. It is seen by many citizens as the only path to long-term stability, investment, and prosperity. Yet without reforms, the accession process could stall indefinitely, leaving the country stuck with the title of candidate, but no real progress. The EU itself also faces a credibility test. Enlargement is a cornerstone of its strategy in the Western Balkans, but if Bosnia cannot meet conditions, the EU must decide whether to enforce consequences or risk weakening its leverage. The Serb perspective. From the viewpoint of Republika Srpska leaders, many EU-driven reforms are perceived as attempts to centralize power and diminish their autonomy. Dodik and his allies argue that Brussels is siding with Bosniaks and Croats against Serbs. Their boycott is both a symbolic rejection of EU pressure and a practical tactic to block reforms they dislike. However, this approach risks isolating Republika Srpska and deepening Bosnia's political paralysis. By refusing to engage, Serb leaders may push Bosnia further away from the EU, undermining opportunities for all communities. Challenges ahead. Bosnia's complex power-sharing system, created by the Dayton Accords, gives each ethnic group veto power over major decisions. This was intended to preserve peace but has often resulted in deadlock. Passing EU required. Reforms will demand compromise across ethnic lines, something in short supply today. Adding to the challenge are external influences. Russia has long supported Serb nationalist positions in the Balkans and is likely to encourage obstruction that weakens EU influence. Meanwhile, many ordinary Bosnians, especially young people, are frustrated with the lack of progress and continue to emigrate in search of better opportunities abroad. The road forward. Koz's message in Sarajevo was blunt. Bosnia has a historic opportunity, but the window will not remain open forever. To move forward, the government must adopt the reform package, respect constitutional order, and prevent secessionist moves from undermining the state. If Bosnia succeeds, it can unlock new funding, accelerate accession talks, and bring itself closer to the European mainstream. If it fails, it risks economic setbacks, political instability, and an uncertain future outside the EU's core structures. Conclusion. The boycott of the EU enlargement chief's visit by Serb leaders shows how fragile Bosnia's path to Europe remains. Yet the broader message is clear. Reforms are not just a Brussels demand, but a necessity for Bosnia's survival as a functional state. The choice now lies with its leaders, whether to seize the EU opportunity together or remain divided and risk being left behind.